Legislative Chamber of the National Assembly has approved a death penalty for all drug offenders found guilty of drug abuse. The Senate's decision follows the consideration of a report by a joint committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters and the Committee on Drugs and Narcotics on an act to amend the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Act. The contentious Clause 11, importing a death sentence, sparked an uproar among a cross-section of lawmakers in the Senate, but eventually passed. Also at today's sitting, the Senate began moves to review salaries, allowances, and fringe benefits of judicial office holders in Nigeria in a bid to curb bribery and corruption and ensure independence of the judiciary. The executive bill seeking to prescribe the salaries of the judicial office holders both at the federal and state levels scaled second reading on Thursday and is expected to nip in the bud the prolonged stagnation in remuneration to reflect the current socioeconomic realities. A National Assembly correspondent, Judicial joins me now. Judicial, tell us more about the Senate's approval of the death penalty for all drug offenders found guilty of drug abuse.
Yes, Ambassador, that decision followed the consideration of the report of the Joint Committee of the Senate on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, and also Drugs and Narcotics. Initially, what the committee actually proposed was a 25-year jail term, a 15-year jail term, and not more than 25-year jail term without option of fine. But the chief whip of the Senate's chief whip, actually proposed that sanction or that penalty is too lenient and will not serve as a deterrent, to offenders. The current act proposes a life sentence, that's life imprisonment, and going short of that will just encourage those who use drugs, sell drugs, or transport drugs, to keep on doing the same. And what the lawmakers actually want is to discourage this kind of act, and that is why they, proposed that life death sentence, and it was approved. But the committee chairman says this can actually be amended. If you watch the proceedings, Senator Oshomole strongly kicked against this proposition of the Senate, saying that it is too strong. It involves life and death, and it should be weighed before such a kind of clause should pass. But it was kind of too late for his intervention. But the Senate chairman the committee chairman actually said he can still come by way of motion if he is really serious about his position, to contend with that clause and see if it can still be amended.
A National Assembly correspondent, Judicial Adeoye, for us in Abuja. Thanks a lot, Judicial. And staying in Abuja, Justice Sylvanus Origi of the FCT High Court has granted bail to former Aviation Minister Hadi Sirika and 3 others in the sum of 100 million naira with 2 sureties each. While ruling on the bail application, the judge fixed the 10th, 11th and 20th of June 2024 for commencement of trial. Helen Osamede Akins reports.
Former Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika is being arraigned along 3 others for abuse of office and misappropriation of funds to the tune of 2.7 billion naira. Sirika was docked on a 6-count amended charge before Justice Sylvanus Orji of the Federal Capital Territory High Court. Before taking plea, the prosecution counsel Rotimi Jacobs informed the court of an amended charge by the EFCC dated May 7th and filed on May 8th, which was not opposed by counsels to the defendants. After the charge was read and the defendant pleaded not guilty, the accused counsel urged the court to ensure an expeditious hearing of the case. Kanu Agabi, counsel to Sirika, informed the court of his client's bail application dated May 6th. All the defendants moved the bail applications and asked the court to be liberal in the bail conditions. Ruling on the bail application, Justice Orji admitted the 3 defendants on bail in the sum of 100 million naira and 2 sureties each in the like sum. The sureties must be responsible citizens with verifiable home address, while one of them must have landed property with certificate of occupancy signed by the FCT minister. The judge ordered that the defendants must not travel out of the country without express permission of the courts.
Well, there are other issues that were introduced, like the Nigerian Airways with Ethiopia something, which we added to it. So it was not there originally, but Nigerian Air matter is there are 2 counts on it. That's why we amended it.
Justice Origi ordered that the defendants be remanded in Correctional Center if they fail to meet the bail conditions. Helen Osamede Kings.